Hey everyone, get ready because today we are diving deep, and I mean deep, into the mind of Patrick Bateman.
Oh, you mean the American Psycho himself.
You got it. We're talking Brett Easton Ellis, we're talking 80s excess, and we're going straight to the source, the novel. But don't worry, we've also got some bonus material to unpack, like a sneak peek at the film adaptation's early drafts. Should be interesting to see how they tackle this one.
Yeah, taking Bateman from page to screen. Talk about a challenge.
Seriously, okay, so picture this. Wall Street, power suits, and a whole lot of brand names.
Yeah.
Seriously, Bateman could write a dissertation on business cards.
It's more than just name dropping, though, right? It's like Ellis uses those details to create this whole atmosphere, this hyper-awareness of status and image.
It's almost satirical. Like when Bateman's describing his apartment, he spends more time on the furniture designers than, like, actual human emotions.
Totally. And it's that detachment that's so unnerving. It's
Right.
like he's using those brands as a shield, a way to distance himself from, well, everything.
And everyone, remember that scene at Dorsia, that exclusive restaurant? He has a complete meltdown because he can't get a table.
Oh, yeah, classic Bateman. The irony is he could probably buy the whole restaurant if he wanted to, but it's the exclusivity, the validation that he's really after. He needs to be a part of that world, even if he secretly despises it.
Okay, but let's talk about the cab scene for a second. Bateman goes on this whole tangent about wanting a Blaupunkt sound system.
Not just any Blaupart, let's be real. He rattles off the specific model number, because of course he does.
Exactly. And he's like, I could stay living in this city if they just installed Blaupunkts in the cabs. As if the right stereo is all that stands between him and utter chaos. It's hilarious and disturbing all at once.
That's Ellis for you. He perfectly captures the absurdity of it all, the way that these superficial things become so loaded with meaning. Bateman is completely obsessed with these surface-level details. It's almost like he's constructing an identity for himself out of brand names and status symbols.
It's like he's playing a role, right? He's got this script for how a successful Wall Street guy should dress, talk, eat, even think.
And God forbid anyone deviates from the script. Remember when he loses it over those business cards?
Oh, dude, that whole scene with the font and the paper stock, chilling.
It's like a glimpse into the abyss. All that carefully crafted control, and then, bam! A tiny imperfection sends him spiraling.
And we're just getting started, folks. Because under all that designer sheen, there's a darkness lurking. And trust me, it gets intense. And that's where things get really, really dark. Because we can't talk about American Psycho without talking about the violence.
Yeah, and it's tough. It makes you uncomfortable, makes you squirm, but you can't look away.
Exactly. And I'm not even squeamish. Like, I can handle my fair share of horror movies, but there's something about the way Ellis writes it.
It's under your skin.
Yeah. It's cold, it's calculated. And what's even more disturbing, Bateman seems to almost enjoy it. Like in that scene with the homeless man, the level of detail, the complete lack of empathy is just
Bone-chilling.
totally. And it's not just the physical violence, it's the way he views women. It's dehumanizing, to say the least.
Absolutely. And look, it's crucial to remember that Ellis isn't condoning this behavior, right? He's holding up a mirror to a very specific time and place, dissecting those toxic attitudes.
It's social commentary, but with a seriously dark twist.
Exactly. Bateman becomes this embodiment of everything that's messed up about that world. The greed, the ambition, the casual cruelty. It all comes out in these really disturbing ways. But it makes you wonder, is it all just a product of his environment? Or is there something darker, something inherently wrong with him?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is he a sociopath? Is he losing his mind? Ellis leaves it open to interpretation.
And that ambiguity is part of what makes the book so unsettling. We're never really sure what's real and what's not. Like, take that whole thing with Paul Owen, for example.
Oh, you mean when Bateman's convinced he killed him, and then later on, we find out Owen's alive and well in London? What was that about?
Right. Did Bateman just completely fabricate the whole thing, or did everyone else just conveniently forget? It makes you question everything you've read up to that point.
And it's not just Owen. Remember that scene where Bateman tries to confess his crimes to his lawyer?
Oh, yeah, and the lawyer just laughs it off, thinks Bateman's joking.
Like, is anyone even seeing him? Or are they so caught up in their own world of status and appearances that they're willfully blind to the darkness right in front of them? It's terrifying to think about.
And that's where Ellis really gets you, because it makes you question your own perceptions. If someone like Bateman can move through the world like this, committing these horrific acts without anyone batting an eyelid, what does that say about us? Are we all just complicit?
It's like this terrifying thought that maybe we're more alike than we'd like to admit, you know?
Exactly. And that's the genius of American Psycho. It's not just a horror story, it's a reflection of ourselves, of the choices we make, and the darkness that we might all be capable of. And that's a conversation we'll be diving into even deeper, right after this quick break.
So we're left with this huge question mark hanging over everything.
Yeah.
Is Patrick Bateman a cold-blooded killer? Or is he just losing it?
Well, and that's the thing with American Psycho. Ellis doesn't give us a straight answer.
Which is frustrating.
Yeah.
But also kind of brilliant, right?
Totally. It forces you to confront the ambiguity. And that's where this idea of the unreliable narrator comes in.
Okay, so for anyone who's not a literature nerd like me, what does that even mean?
So basically, it's when you can't trust the narrator to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Their perspective is skewed, unreliable.
And in American Psycho, we are stuck inside Bateman's head the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like trying to assemble a puzzle when half the pieces are missing and the other half might be from a different puzzle entirely.
Precisely, and that's what makes it so effective. We're constantly questioning what's real, what's fantasy, what's a figment of Bateman's increasingly unhinged imagination.
It's like that moment when he's convinced he's killed Paul Owen, and then boom, Owen's alive and well in London. Did he just make that whole encounter up? Did it happen differently? Did it not happen at all? You start to question every single interaction.
Exactly. It makes you realize how easily we can be fooled by appearances, and not just by Bateman's, but by the whole world he inhabits. This world of wealth and status where everyone's too busy climbing the corporate ladder to notice the darkness lurking beneath the surface.
It's like that scene with Bateman's lawyer, the one where he tries to confess, and the lawyer just brushes it off as a joke. Like nobody's really listening.
Nobody sees him. Or maybe they choose not to see him. Because to acknowledge the darkness would mean confronting their own complicity, their own capacity for evil.
It's a terrifying thought.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that very ambiguity, that lack of resolution, that makes American Psycho so much more than just a horror story. It's a social commentary, a psychological thriller, and a scarily accurate reflection of our own obsession with image and status.
It's a book that stays with you long after you finish the last page. You find yourself questioning everything, your own perceptions, the people around you, the masks we all wear.
Yeah, Bateman becomes this chilling reminder that maybe the line between sanity and madness is thinner than we think. And maybe, just maybe, the monsters aren't always hiding in the shadows. They're right there, in plain sight, disguised in designer suits and perfectly curated lives. So the next time you find yourself getting caught up in the superficial, remember Patrick Bateman and ask yourself, what's really lurking beneath the surface?